The Unspoken Symphony, a Stoic's Guide to Reading People. Have you ever felt the weight of unspoken words hanging in the air, a palpable tension in a room despite the facade of polite conversation? Or perhaps you've experienced that uncanny connection with someone, a silent understanding passing between you with just a glance, a shared smile, a subtle shift in posture. These moments, often fleeting and easily dismissed, are glimpses into the rich tapestry of human communication that extends far beyond the realm of spoken language. Transcript: have you ever looked into someone's eyes and felt like you understood them without a single word? The Stoics, masters of self-awareness and astute observers of human nature, believe that true wisdom lies in perceiving the world as it truly is, stripped of our biases and wishful thinking. In the intricate dance of human interaction, the greatest advantage, they argued, belongs not to the loudest or most articulate, but to those who possess the keen ability to decipher the subtle language of nonverbal cues, the whispers of the body, the fleeting expressions that betray the hidden currents of emotion. Imagine possessing the ability to sense someone's unspoken fears, to detect hesitation before a word is uttered, or to recognize deception lurking behind a carefully constructed facade. This isn't about acquiring magical mind-reading abilities or engaging in manipulative tactics. It's about cultivating a deeper connection with humanity, navigating the complexities of social interaction with greater clarity, making wiser decisions, fostering stronger relationships, and sidestepping unnecessary conflicts that often arise from misinterpretations and a lack of understanding. Transcript: mistaking silence for emptiness and subtlety for insignificance. But what if you could learn to see not through magic or mind-reading tricks but through sharpened perception, through an awareness cultivated by patience and understanding? This is the art of reading people, not through mystical means, but through the science of body language, the nuanced language of eye contact, the power of emotional intelligence, and the wisdom of Stoic principles. These skills are accessible to anyone willing to cultivate the discipline of observation, to hone the art of active listening, and to pay meticulous attention to the details that are so often overlooked in the rush of daily life. The world speaks in whispers, a symphony of subtle signals, and by learning to hear this unspoken music, we can unlock a deeper understanding of ourselves and the intricate world around us. This journey begins not with grand pronouncements or complex theories, but with a simple, yet profound realization, that the eyes, those seemingly simple orbs of perception, are in fact, the gateways to the soul, the mirrors of the mind, reflecting the inner landscape of thoughts and emotions with remarkable accuracy. Transcript: one observing the eyes, the gateway to the mind. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul, but the Stoics would argue they are also the mirrors of the mind. In a world where deception is rampant and emotions are often concealed behind carefully crafted masks of social acceptability, the ability to decipher the silent language of the eyes provides us with an invaluable advantage, not to manipulate or exploit, but to genuinely understand the individuals we interact with. When engaging in conversation, pay close attention to the subtle movements of the other person's eyes. Does their gaze remain steady and unwavering, or does it flicker nervously from side to side, betraying a sense of discomfort or unease? Does their gaze meet yours with openness and sincerity, or does it remain guarded and distant, suggesting a reluctance to fully connect? These seemingly insignificant details are not meaningless gestures, they are potent signals that offer clues into the other person's thought processes, their emotional state, and their underlying intentions. Are they actively recalling a memory, meticulously constructing a lie, or attempting to conceal an unspoken feeling that they are hesitant to reveal? Marcus Aurelius, the renowned Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, astutely observed that the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts, and the eyes, in turn, serve as a visible reflection of those inner thoughts, regardless of how diligently a person attempts to suppress or conceal them. An averted gaze, for instance, is not always a definitive indication of dishonesty or malicious intent. It can, however, signal a range of emotions, including discomfort, hesitation, shyness, or even a subconscious desire to escape the current conversation. The Stoic approach, guided by principles of reason and equanimity, encourages us to refrain from reacting impulsively to such signals, urging us instead to observe with patience, to gather more information, and to seek a deeper understanding of the underlying reasons for this behavior, rather than immediately jumping to conclusions or making hasty judgments. It is in this pause, in this conscious decision to observe and analyze, that we begin to cultivate true wisdom and discernment. Conversely, sustained and steady eye contact often serves as a powerful indicator of confidence, sincerity, and respect. A person who is unafraid to meet your gaze directly is generally someone who has little to hide, someone who is comfortable in their own skin and confident in their message. In the Stoic tradition, truth and integrity are considered central virtues, the cornerstones of a virtuous life. Therefore, the ability to recognize honesty and sincerity in others through their eyes allows us to align ourselves with individuals who share these same fundamental principles, fostering relationships built on trust, mutual respect, and genuine understanding. Beyond the mere direction and steadiness of gaze, the subtle expressions of the eyes themselves can reveal a much deeper and more nuanced story. Lowered eyebrows and a downcast gaze may signal deep contemplation, introspection, or even inner turmoil, while widened eyes often indicate surprise, curiosity, excitement, or even fear. A skilled Stoic, trained in the art of observation and emotional regulation, remains composed and unperturbed regardless of the emotions that these signals reveal. The goal is not to be controlled or manipulated by the emotions of others, but to remain centered and grounded in reason, perceiving these emotions without becoming entangled in them, allowing us to respond with wisdom and equanimity. Pupil dilation, often overlooked, serves as another powerful and reliable indicator of a person's emotional state. When a person is genuinely interested in what you are saying, excited about a particular topic, or in agreement with your viewpoint, their pupils will naturally dilate, expanding to allow more light into the eye, reflecting their heightened level of engagement. Conversely, constricted pupils often suggest discomfort, anger, unease, or even a sense of threat. A Stoic, rigorously trained in the art of observation and self-control, does not react emotionally to these cues, but instead utilizes them to navigate social interactions with greater wisdom and tact. Recognizing someone's discomfort, for example, allows us to adapt our communication approach, ensuring that our conversations remain grounded in reason, empathy, and mutual respect, rather than being driven by unchecked emotions or personal biases. Even the whites of the eyes, the seemingly insignificant sclera, can offer valuable insights into a person's state of mind. Redness in the sclera, for example, can indicate stress, fatigue, irritation, or even the early stages of an illness. These seemingly small details can provide crucial clues that help us gauge a person's overall well-being and emotional state. Rather than pushing a conversation forward relentlessly when someone is clearly exhausted or overwhelmed, a Stoic would practice patience and empathy, adjusting their communication style accordingly. True wisdom, as the Stoics understood, lies not in blindly pursuing one's own agenda, but in understanding when to pause, to listen attentively, and to adapt one's approach to the needs and emotional state of the other person. I recall an encounter with a man whose words were impeccably crafted, radiating charm and politeness. However, as I engaged with him, I noticed that his eyes told a very different story. While his words flowed smoothly and effortlessly, his gaze darted nervously from side to side, never settling in one place for more than a fleeting moment. At first glance, one might have attributed this behavior to mere shyness or social anxiety. However, upon closer observation, I detected something deeper, a subtle undercurrent of anxiety, a hidden burden that he was desperately trying to conceal. Later, I learned that he was indeed carrying a significant secret, one that he feared would soon be revealed, potentially jeopardizing his reputation and his career. This experience served as a powerful reinforcement of a truth that I had long suspected, that while words can often be used to deceive and manipulate, the eyes, those windows to the soul, often struggle to lie, betraying the truth that lies hidden beneath the surface. The ability to accurately read the emotions and intentions of others is not about acquiring the power to control or manipulate them. It is about cultivating a deeper understanding of human nature, fostering empathy, and building more authentic and meaningful connections with the individuals we encounter. When we become skilled at observing the unspoken language of nonverbal cues, we cultivate a heightened sense of awareness and a more profound connection with the world around us. But the eyes, as insightful as they are, represent only the beginning of this journey. The human face, with its myriad of muscles and expressions, holds an even greater wealth of information, a complex tapestry of emotions waiting to be deciphered. Transcript: to observing body language and facial expressions, a person's words may be carefully chosen, but their body often tells the real story. Every gesture and every fleeting expression is a silent messenger revealing emotions that even the speaker may struggle to express. A person's words may be carefully chosen, meticulously crafted to convey a specific image or message, but their body often tells the real story, revealing the emotions that they may be consciously or subconsciously trying to conceal. Every gesture, every fleeting expression, every subtle shift in posture serves as a silent messenger, communicating volumes about their true feelings, intentions, and underlying state of mind. The Stoics, with their emphasis on self-awareness and objective observation, understood that perception is the key to unlocking true wisdom. By observing without judgment, by suspending our own biases and preconceptions, we can uncover truths that words alone cannot convey, gaining a deeper understanding of the human condition. Facial expressions, in particular, are like an open book, readily available for those who take the time to learn the language and decipher the symbols. A smile, for example, can be warm and inviting, conveying genuine joy and happiness. But a closer examination may reveal subtle nuances that betray a different underlying emotion. Do the eyes reflect the same joy that the smile conveys, or do they remain cold and distant, hinting at hidden tension or underlying sadness? A genuine smile, one that emanates from the heart, reaches the eyes, causing them to crinkle with sincerity and warmth. A forced smile, on the other hand, may leave the eyes cold and distant, a mere mask that conceals the true emotions lurking beneath the surface. Similarly, furrowed brows may signal deep thought, intense concentration, confusion, or even worry. A slight downturn of the lips might suggest sadness, disappointment, or even a sense of resignation, even if the person insists that they are perfectly fine. The key is to observe these subtle cues without making hasty assumptions, allowing the context of the situation and the overall demeanor of the individual to inform our interpretation. Beyond the face, body language as a whole provides a wealth of information about a person's unspoken emotions. Crossed arms, for example, are often interpreted as a sign of defensiveness or resistance. However, it is crucial to consider the context of the situation. Is the person cold, and are they crossing their arms to conserve body heat? Or are they consciously or subconsciously creating a barrier between themselves and others, signaling a reluctance to engage or a desire to protect themselves? Leaning forward usually indicates interest, engagement, and attentiveness, while shifting away might suggest discomfort, hesitation, or a desire to disengage from the conversation. A person's posture, their balance, even the way they choose to place their hands, all serve as reflections of their inner state, offering valuable clues into their thoughts and feelings. To illustrate this point, imagine encountering a friend who claims that everything is perfectly fine. Their tone is neutral, their words are reassuring, and they insist that there is nothing to worry about. However, as you observe them more closely, you notice a subtle furrow in their forehead, their shoulders are slightly tense, and their fingers are nervously tapping against the table. These small signals, often unnoticed by the casual observer, reveal an underlying anxiety, a hidden worry that they are attempting to conceal. Instead of pressing them with direct questions, which might make them feel defensive or uncomfortable, you choose to engage them in a light-hearted conversation, creating a safe and supportive space where they feel comfortable opening up at their own pace. Slowly, they begin to reveal the worries that they had initially tried to conceal, confiding in you because your awareness, your ability to see beyond their carefully chosen words, has made them feel understood and validated. However, it is crucial to remember that Stoic wisdom teaches us that context is paramount. A nervous habit, such as fidgeting or nail-biting, does not always indicate deception or dishonesty. Similarly, a frown does not always signify distress or unhappiness. True understanding comes from patience, from observing patterns of behavior over time, rather than jumping to conclusions based on a single isolated incident. Reading body language is not about acquiring the power to control or manipulate others. It is about cultivating a deeper connection with humanity, fostering empathy, and gaining a more profound understanding of ourselves. Transcript. 3. Paying attention to verbal cues. The Stoics taught that wisdom is not merely in what is said but in how it is said. To truly understand someone we must listen not just to their words but to the weight behind them. Every hesitation, every shift in tone, every carefully chosen phrase holds meaning. Those who master the art of listening gain insight into what others truly think and feel, often before they are even aware of it themselves. The Stoics, masters of self-control and keen observers of human nature, taught that true wisdom lies not merely in the content of what is said, but in the manner in which it is conveyed. To truly understand another human being, we must listen not just to their words, but to the subtle nuances of their voice, the weight and intention behind their words, and the unspoken emotions that resonate within them. Every hesitation, every shift in tone, every carefully chosen phrase holds a deeper meaning, offering valuable insights into the speaker's thoughts, feelings, and underlying intentions. Those who master the art of active and empathetic listening gain a profound advantage, allowing them to perceive what others truly think and feel, often before they are even consciously aware of it themselves. A person's voice, in particular, serves as a powerful signal, capable of conveying a wide range of emotions and intentions. A slow and hesitant tone may suggest uncertainty, doubt, fear, or even a lack of confidence in what they are saying. A strong and steady voice, on the other hand, reflects confidence, conviction, and a sense of authority. The words that people choose are undoubtedly important, but the way in which they deliver those words often reveals their true state of mind, betraying emotions that they may be consciously or subconsciously trying to conceal. A slight pause before answering a question, an unusual emphasis on certain words, or a sudden change in the pace of their speech, these subtle details can speak volumes about their true feelings and intentions. The Stoic approach, guided by principles of reason and equanimity, encourages us to refrain from rushing to judgment, urging us instead to observe with patience, allowing the truth to emerge naturally, without our interference or preconceived notions. Consider how often people inadvertently reveal their true thoughts and feelings through seemingly innocuous verbal signals. Phrases like, "Let me be honest with you," or "to tell you the truth," may indicate that what follows is of particular importance, or that previous statements may not have been entirely truthful or accurate. When someone says, "I agree with you," the word "but" signals a shift in direction, suggesting that what comes next is likely to contradict or lessen the impact of their initial agreement. Recognizing these patterns allows us to anticipate the direction of a conversation, preparing us to respond with wisdom and tact, rather than being caught off guard by unexpected turns. Even simple, everyday phrases can hold hidden meanings, offering valuable insights into the speaker's intentions and expectations. When someone says, "Pay close attention to this," they are signaling that what follows is of critical importance, urging you to focus your attention and absorb the information carefully. A countdown, such as, "You have 5 minutes left," subtly prepares the listener for an upcoming change or transition, allowing them to adjust their expectations and plan accordingly. These verbal cues shape our understanding of the world around us, yet they often go unnoticed by those who do not train themselves to listen deeply, to pay attention to the subtle nuances of language and tone. The Stoics, with their emphasis on reason, clarity, and self-control, valued clear and rational communication, free from unnecessary emotion, deception, or ambiguity. They understood that effective listening is not simply about hearing the words that are spoken, but about discerning the thoughts, feelings, and intentions that lie behind them. By sharpening our awareness of verbal cues, we develop patience, cultivate clarity of thought, and foster a deeper understanding of others. This skill not only improves our conversations, making them more meaningful and productive, but also strengthens our ability to remain calm, measured, and wise in our responses, an invaluable trait in a world filled with noise, distraction, and emotional reactivity. Transcript. For using intuition and gut feelings. There are moments in life when logic alone cannot explain what we feel: a subtle unease when speaking to someone, a sense that something is off despite no clear evidence. This is intuition at work. There are moments in life when logic alone proves insufficient to explain the subtle undercurrents of emotion that we experience. A subtle unease when speaking to a certain individual, a nagging sense that something is amiss despite the absence of any concrete evidence, these are the whispers of intuition at work, the subconscious mind processing a vast amount of information and alerting us to potential dangers or inconsistencies. The Stoics, while valuing reason and logic above all else, understood that true wisdom encompasses more than just intellectual understanding. It also requires a deep sense of self-awareness, an understanding of our own emotions, and the ability to perceive the world beyond the limitations of our conscious minds. Intuition is not a mystical force or a supernatural gift, it is the mind's way of processing countless subtle details, body language, tone of voice, facial expressions, contextual cues, before we consciously recognize them, providing us with a valuable early warning system that can guide our decisions and protect us from harm. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often wrote about the importance of knowing one's own mind, understanding one's thoughts, and controlling one's emotions. However, the same principle applies to understanding others. Have you ever met someone whose words were perfectly kind and polite, yet something about their demeanor felt insincere or untrustworthy? Perhaps their posture was tense, their smile did not reach their eyes, or their voice carried a subtle hesitation that their words alone could not reveal. In these situations, your intuition is likely picking up on subtle contradictions, inconsistencies between their words and their actions, alerting you to the possibility that they may not be entirely genuine or truthful. The mistake that many people make is ignoring these inner signals, dismissing them as irrational or unfounded. In reality, intuition is a finely tuned survival instinct, shaped by years of experience and learning, designed to protect us from danger and guide us towards positive outcomes. Intuition is not a substitute for reason, but a complement to it, a valuable source of information that can enhance our decision-making abilities and improve our understanding of the world around us. Stoic philosophy teaches us to balance emotion and logic, not to suppress our feelings, but to examine them with clarity and objectivity, understanding their source and their potential impact on our judgment. When you experience a gut feeling that something is not right, do not ignore it. Instead, pause, observe, and ask yourself what is really happening here. Is there a mismatch between someone's words and their actions? Are they avoiding eye contact, shifting uncomfortably, or speaking in a way that contradicts their body language? By combining intuition with careful observation, we refine our ability to read others accurately, discerning their true intentions and motivations. This is not about becoming suspicious or paranoid, constantly questioning everyone's motives. It is about cultivating a deeper awareness of human nature, recognizing the complexities of human behavior, and developing the ability to navigate social interactions with greater wisdom and discernment. Imagine walking into a room and immediately sensing a palpable tension in the air, even before anyone speaks. Perhaps the conversation stops abruptly when you enter, or the laughter feels forced and insincere. Your intuition alerts you to the fact that something is amiss, and if you pay close attention, subtle cues, tightened jaws, averted glances, stiff postures, will confirm your initial impression. This ability to sense unspoken emotions is invaluable in both personal and professional life, allowing you to navigate social situations with greater ease, avoid potential conflicts, and build stronger, more authentic relationships. Remember that intuition alone is not enough. It must be tested against reality, refined through patience and experience. But when used wisely, it allows us to perceive truths that lie hidden beneath the surface, helping us navigate the world with both clarity and wisdom. Transcript: 5 Understanding micro-expressions: a fleeting twitch at the corner of the mouth, a brief furrow of the brow. These tiny, almost imperceptible movements reveal more about a person's true emotions than their words ever could. These are micro-expressions, the unconscious signals that betray what someone is truly feeling even when they try to hide it. Imagine possessing the ability to decipher the fleeting emotions that flicker across a person's face in a fraction of a second, emotions that they may be consciously trying to suppress or conceal. These are micro-expressions, tiny, almost imperceptible movements of the facial muscles that reveal a person's true emotions, often betraying what they are consciously trying to hide. A fleeting twitch at the corner of the mouth, a brief furrow of the brow, a subtle widening of the eyes, these seemingly insignificant movements can speak volumes about a person's inner state, providing invaluable insights into their thoughts, feelings, and intentions. The Stoics, with their emphasis on self-awareness and objective observation, understood that appearances often deceive, but that the truth, however subtle, always finds a way to surface. To accurately read people, therefore, one must not only listen to their words, but also observe the unspoken language of micro-expressions, learning to decipher the subtle signals that betray their true emotions. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote that, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The same principle applies to understanding others. We cannot control what they choose to reveal to us, but by sharpening our perception and cultivating our powers of observation, we can see beyond the surface, gaining a deeper understanding of their true emotions. A forced smile, for example, may conceal underlying frustration or disappointment, while a momentary clench of the jaw might signal anger or resentment before the person even realizes it themselves. These micro-expressions are largely beyond conscious control, making them one of the most honest indicators of emotion. However, reading these signals requires patience, discipline, and a keen awareness of subtle details. The untrained eye often overlooks them, dismissing them as insignificant or irrelevant. But those who cultivate focus and attentiveness, key virtues of Stoicism, can recognize them with remarkable clarity, gaining a significant advantage in understanding others. It is important to emphasize that this is not about jumping to conclusions based on a single fleeting expression. Instead, it is about combining these subtle cues with other forms of nonverbal communication, such as body language and tone of voice, to form a more complete and accurate understanding of the individual. Context is paramount. A brief narrowing of the eyes, for example, might suggest skepticism or disbelief, but it could just as easily be a reaction to bright light or a sudden change in focus. A tight-lipped smile might signal discomfort or disapproval, but without considering the surrounding circumstances, it is easy to misinterpret its meaning. The Stoic approach is to observe without assumption, to perceive without immediate reaction, and to allow the truth to emerge naturally, without forcing it into our preconceived notions. Training yourself to notice micro-expressions is not just about understanding others, it is also about mastering your own emotions. When you can recognize frustration, doubt, or deception in another person, you gain the power to respond with wisdom and tact, rather than reacting impulsively or emotionally. As Epictetus wisely stated, it is not things that disturb us, but our interpretation of them. By refining our ability to observe, we not only connect with others on a deeper level, but also strengthen our own sense of patience, awareness, and self-control, qualities that define both a great communicator and a true Stoic. Transcript. 6. Listening for incongruence. Reading minds is not about possessing supernatural abilities, it is about recognizing the subtle contradictions between words, emotions, and actions. Imagine a beautiful melody, harmonious and complete until a single off-key note disrupts the flow in life. These discordant notes are the inconsistencies we hear and see in people's behavior. They are signals revealing more than words alone ever could. Reading minds is not about possessing supernatural abilities or engaging in psychic trickery. It is, at its core, about developing the ability to recognize the subtle contradictions between a person's words, their emotions, and their actions. Imagine a beautiful melody, harmonious and complete, until a single off-key note disrupts the flow, creating a jarring sense of dissonance. In life, these discordant notes are the inconsistencies we hear and see in people's behavior, the subtle signals that reveal far more than their words alone ever could. Stoic philosophy teaches us to observe without immediate judgment, to recognize that contradictions often stem from internal struggles, unresolved conflicts, or deeply held fears. A person may say, "I'm happy," but their slumped shoulders, averted gaze, and forced smile tell a very different story. Their words and their emotions are not aligned, creating a sense of incongruence that betrays their true state of mind. Incongruence is not always a deliberate act of deception. It is often a reflection of inner conflict, unspoken fears, or unresolved pain. By sharpening our awareness, we can perceive these mismatches, responding with wisdom, compassion, and a genuine desire to understand the underlying causes. Inconsistencies appear not only in body language and facial expressions, but also in speech patterns, narrative structures, and even subtle shifts in tone. A story that changes slightly each time it is told, a sudden hesitation when discussing a particular topic, or an unusual emphasis on certain words, these can all indicate discomfort, avoidance, or even a deliberate attempt to mislead. A Stoic does not rush to accuse or confront, but instead seeks understanding, asking themselves, what is left unsaid? What emotion lingers behind their words? These are the questions we must ask both of others and of ourselves, fostering a deeper understanding of the human condition and cultivating empathy for the struggles that we all face. Epictetus reminds us that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. When we listen deeply, paying attention not only to the words that are spoken, but also to the spaces between them, we uncover truths that lie hidden beneath the surface, gaining a more profound understanding of the individuals we interact with. However, this is not about exposing lies or uncovering secrets. It is about cultivating empathy, recognizing that all human beings wrestle with contradictions within themselves, striving to reconcile their ideals with their actions, and grappling with the complexities of life. To truly understand others, we must first learn to listen, not just to the words that they speak, but to the unspoken emotions that resonate within them, creating a space of trust and acceptance where they feel safe to reveal their true selves. Transcript. 7. Developing rapport for mind reading. To truly understand another person's thoughts, we must first build a bridge of trust. The Stoics believe that real connection is not just about words but about understanding the deeper values that bind us. When there is rapport, when 2 minds resonate, it becomes easier to perceive subtle cues in behavior, tone, and expression. This is not manipulation, it is harmony, the foundation of meaningful relationships. To truly understand another person's thoughts, intentions, and motivations, we must first build a bridge of trust, a foundation of mutual respect and understanding upon which meaningful connections can flourish. The Stoics believe that real connection is not merely about the exchange of words, but about understanding the deeper values that bind us together as human beings, recognizing our shared humanity and fostering empathy for the struggles that we all face. When there is genuine rapport, when 2 minds resonate with each other, it becomes easier to perceive the subtle cues in behavior, the nuances of tone, and the fleeting expressions that reveal a person's true state of mind. This is not manipulation or coercion, it is harmony, a harmonious alignment of values, intentions, and emotions that allows for a deeper level of understanding and connection. It is the foundation upon which meaningful relationships are built and sustained. The first step in developing rapport is finding common ground, identifying shared interests, experiences, or perspectives that create an initial connection. People naturally open up to those they relate to, those who share their values, understand their struggles, and appreciate their unique perspective. A simple discovery, such as a mutual love for a particular sport, a shared professional goal, or a similar sense of humor, can transform an ordinary conversation into a meaningful exchange, fostering a sense of connection and mutual understanding. This commonality fosters trust, making the other person feel comfortable enough to reveal their genuine thoughts and emotions, knowing that they will be understood and accepted, rather than judged or criticized. However, connection is not just about speaking and sharing our own experiences, it is about listening with genuine intent, paying close attention to what the other person is saying, both verbally and non-verbally, and demonstrating a genuine interest in their thoughts and feelings. When you pay close attention, actively listening to their words and observing their body language, you begin to notice the subtle details that often go unnoticed, slight hesitations, changes in tone, unspoken emotions that linger behind their words. A Stoic listens not just with their ears, but with their full presence, engaging with the other person on multiple levels, observing their body language, noticing their pauses, and deciphering the subtle expressions that convey their true emotions. Body language also plays a critical role in building rapport, creating a welcoming and non-threatening atmosphere that encourages openness and honesty. An open posture, steady eye contact, and a relaxed demeanor all contribute to a sense of trust and connection, signaling to the other person that you are genuinely interested in what they have to say and that you are creating a safe space for them to express themselves freely. A small nod, a genuine smile, or a verbal affirmation signals engagement, making the other person feel heard, validated, and understood. Mirroring, subtly reflecting the other person's tone, gestures, or posture, can create an unconscious sense of familiarity, strengthening the bond between you without the need for words. Above all, empathy is the most powerful tool in connecting with others, allowing you to step into their shoes, understand their perspective, and appreciate their unique experiences. The Stoics taught that understanding human nature requires cultivating empathy, stepping into another's perspective without judgment, and recognizing the shared humanity that binds us together. When you show true empathy, acknowledging not just what they say, but also what they struggle to express, you create an environment where trust flourishes, where the other person feels safe to open up and reveal their true selves. Imagine sitting with a quiet family member at a holiday gathering. Rather than pressing them to speak, you recall a shared memory, a fond recollection that offers a bridge into conversation, easing their discomfort and inviting them to share their thoughts. Through patience and subtlety, they begin to open up, revealing emotions they might not have shared otherwise, feeling safe and understood in your presence. This is the power of rapport, not forcing understanding, but creating the space for it to naturally emerge, allowing for a deeper and more meaningful connection to develop. When rapport is established, reading another's thoughts becomes effortless, not because you possess a supernatural gift, but because you have mastered the art of human connection, fostering a bond of trust and understanding that allows for a deeper level of communication to occur. In this state of harmonious connection, subtle cues, unspoken emotions, and nuanced intentions become readily apparent, allowing you to navigate social interactions with greater ease, build stronger relationships, and foster a more profound understanding of the human condition. Understanding the unspoken, reading body language, deciphering gestures, and interpreting subtle cues are not about controlling or manipulating others. These skills are about seeing reality with greater clarity, understanding the motivations behind human behavior, and navigating social interactions with wisdom and discernment. The Stoics teach us that true wisdom lies in self-perception, in mastering our own emotions, rather than being ruled by them, and in recognizing the interconnectedness of all things. When we observe with patience, respond with reason, and act with empathy, we cultivate a deeper connection with the world around us, fostering a sense of harmony and understanding. By refining these skills, by honing our ability to listen deeply, observe attentively, and respond with compassion, we not only become more attuned to the needs and emotions of others, but also strengthen our own sense of presence and self-awareness, becoming more grounded, more centered, and more resilient in the face of life's inevitable challenges. The more we understand, the less we judge. The more we listen, the more we truly hear. This is not just a way to read people, it is a way to navigate life with wisdom, balance, and purpose, fostering a more compassionate and understanding world for ourselves and for generations to come. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which insight from this video resonated with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's continue the conversation, exploring these ideas together and fostering a deeper understanding of human nature. If you found value in this exploration, consider liking this content and sharing it with someone who might benefit from these insights. And if you want to continue exploring these concepts further, make sure to subscribe to this channel. There is much more to uncover on your journey toward deeper understanding. Stay curious, stay aware, and I'll see you in the next video.